What's up, Blue Jay fans? Robb Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast, back with another game day episode. Game number 8 of the season. The Blue Jays and the Brewers at home at the Rogers Center. 2-game set. Brewers come in 3-5. Blue Jays 1-6 on the season. Had a discussion on Twitter with Mike Wilner and another couple guys, and someone threw out the stat that this is the first. Since 1995, only 3 teams have started 1-6 and made the playoffs. Now teams go 1-6 all the time, good teams even throughout the season. So Mike sort of countered this guy, and my thought was, well, you're kind of both right. You know, it's nothing to panic over a 1-6, but at the same time, if the stats tell you, you know, in 20 some years of stats that 1-6 teams don't make the playoffs for the most part, you got to trust the stats too. However, those stats, we haven't looked into them. We don't know how many teams actually did finish 1-6, and that makes a big difference. So anyway, it was a fun little discussion on Twitter. But let's get at it. Chase Anderson on the hill today against Marcus Stroman. Stroman 1-0 on the season. Anderson without a decision in his first start, but a 1.50 whip. News and notes for the day. Jays 1-6 for the first time. Again, I just mentioned this in their franchise history, and they've lost 6 straight home openers, but that's behind us now. Let's look forward. Josh Donaldson was playing this game, so that is a bonus. Good to see him back. And another thing that was interesting, I noted that only 4 teams last season did not toss a complete game. I wanted to do a podcast just on the death of complete games. I think it's silly, but you know, that's supposedly advanced science now that we're dealing with. But anyway, so only 4 teams, both of them were playing tonight, Toronto and Milwaukee. And the Jays come in with the fewest home runs in the majors, just 4, and Josh Donaldson with 2 of those. It's not something you'd ever say. But again, it's early. It's 1-6. I mean, who the fuck's freaking out over 1-6? You shouldn't be, if you are. I freak out because I didn't like this team to begin the season. I didn't like this team before spring training, before they put up one of the worst records in spring training, which I know mean nothing. But so I'm not freaking out. I mean, they're not going to be 1-6, but are they a 500 team? Are they a playoff team? No, I don't think they're a playoff team as they're built in any way, shape, or form, and nor did I. So I'm not jumping on any early bandwagon. It's just I never thought it in the first place. The scoring is quick today. Top of the second, Milwaukee got on the board with an RBI double from Keon Broxton to score Domingo Santana. Both of those guys were good last night. Combined to go 4-9 with 2 home runs, 3 ribbies, 3 runs, and a steal. And they were both pretty good and contributed today. So that was a score 1-0 after the top of the second. Top of the sixth, Milwaukee adds to the lead 2-0 on a Jonathan Villar 416-foot home run to deep right center. That's a good-looking player right there. And that was all the scoring, 2-0. The Brewers shut out the Blue Jays, and another ugly offensive performance. To look at that performance, Russ Martin went 1 for 3, so he did break his over 20 skid. Good for him to get that monkey off his back. They had 4 hits today, 5 yesterday. Martin 1, Pierce 1, Pilar 1, and Batista 1. They put a guy on base in the 9th. Josh Donaldson walked. Saltalamacchia came in to pinch run, and Morales followed up by hitting into a double play to end the game. So that is it for the Jays, just 4 hits. Everything's ugly there to look at. Brewers, Villar was 2 for 4, home run, ribby a run. Domingo Santana, as we said, good game yesterday, went 2 for 4 again today, scored a run. Keon Broxton drove in another on 1 for 4. Their catcher, Jeff Bandy, 1 for 2 with a walk. And Eric Thames, good to see him again, 1 for 4, hitting .318 with a home run on the season. It was a beautiful pitching matchup for both pitchers. Marcus Stroman, complete game, so he broke that streak of no complete games by Toronto Blue Jays players and was pitched wonderful. 100 pitches, 9 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, a home run. That's a fantastic line, but he fell to 1-1 on the season. I mean, if you don't have the runs, you don't have the runs. So what are you going to do about it? Chase Anderson was excellent tonight. He was even better than Stroman. 7 shutout, 3 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks on 89 pitches. We saw Corey Neville. I don't know how to say his last name. He tossed an inning again tonight. We saw him last night. gave up a hit and a K, and then Neftali Feliz came in again and got his third save with an inning and a walkout out of that one out, one on situation. So coming up tomorrow, Baltimore Orioles, currently 4-2 on the season. I don't know what they did tonight, but they're facing a 1-7 Blue Jays at the Sky Dome. I assume the start is still, as usual, 7:07 Eastern, 8:07 Atlantic, 8:30 Newfie time. You know I got to speak out to my Newfies. Kevin Gausman on the hill for the Orioles. He's 0-0 in his first start with a 5.40 ERA. And Francisco Liriano has a 135 ERA, trying to bounce back from a garbage first start. I picked him up in my pool because, I thought, he's really only had one bad season in the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't know why he was thrown away. But maybe he's going to start this trend of one bad, one good, one bad, one good. But anyway. So the Blue Jays lose, fall to 1-7. It's not panic time, but again, you were on board with this team or you weren't. I don't know. I guess maybe there's a lot of fans that jump on, jump off, jump on, jump off. I've never been that guy. I make up my mind early, and I'm willing to change it as things go along and I see new evidence. But I don't see any evidence of this team being anything more than a 500 club or slightly above 500. Certainly not a playoff team. Certainly not a World Series contender. But you don't know what management's planning for as the season goes along. I hate to say it because people are going to shit on me, but I hope they're shitty. I hope they're shitty for the first few months, and it makes them want to trade Tulowitzki, Ross Martin. If you can trade these guys, they got big contracts and they're hitting shitty. So you have a problem on your hands. But I would like to see some guys moved to actual playoff contenders, and really put a push on for 2018 to bring in the players and the well-rounded offense to make this a team that we can be proud of again. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.